105.5 FM, Big Dog Country, WIFO FM in Jessup. 6 minutes after 8 o'clock here on this Tuesday morning is the 25th day of May. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by O'Quinn Associates, Country Financial, Murphy Builder Supply, Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings, and First Southern Bank.
Country Financial is ranked number 1 in customer satisfaction for home insurance according to J.D. Power. Why am I sharing such big news instead of some mascot or movie star? Because at Country Financial, we don't invest in all that. We invest in our clients. Call me, Stephanie, at 912-588-1051 at Sean O'Quinn's office to learn more about Country Financial's J.D. Power award-winning home insurance.
For J.D. Power 2020 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, or Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings restaurant in Jessup is now open for business, practicing social distancing, but still serving that great food that Damon's is famous for. Come inside or come through the drive-thru, but Damon's is open inside and welcomes back its customers. The menu's the same, the service is fast, and the food is fantastic, and the sauces remain the same, mild, wild, insane, or inferno. The number is the same, 588-WING, 588-9464. Damon's Restaurant on West Cherry Street in Jessup. Dining room now open for business. Come on in and enjoy a great meal today.
Thanks for calling Prime South. This is Jackie. Yes, I am a live person. The only thing that is automatic about Prime South is our personal service. That's why we automatically respond to what our customers want, like local lenders, free rewards checking, online loan apps, local mortgage lending, and the latest in digital banking products. Prime South Bank is a great call. Find your community bank. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Jessup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
Yes, it is the world famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup. 9 minutes after 8 o'clock. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
You good?
I'm good.
You good? All right. Glad to hear. Glad to hear. A little housekeeping here before we get started. We've got some technical people coming into town. We're going to be doing some work on our transmitter. You got to get a big new tube put in that, and we got to change the beacon on top of our tower that blinks on and off, and it's been off for a few days now. And so we're just trying to do it all in one day because with either one you have to go off the air. The tower crew goes up, you got to go off the air because they're on the tower. When you change the tube in the transmitter, of course, you got to shut it down. So we're doing it all in one day. So starting around 1 o'clock this afternoon, we're going to be off the air. I know, that's sad. We're going to be off the air starting around 1 o'clock this afternoon. And we hope to be back on the air by 5, by the afternoon newscast by 5. We hope that the tower crew can get the beacon changed and line up our 5-bay antenna up there and do a little tightening and adjusting up there. And hopefully it won't take Van 4 hours to be able to change the tube in the transmitter and get it tuned up. And so we'll be off the air today from 1 to approximately 5. And just want to let folks know that if they tune in this afternoon, we're doing engineering work here at the station. And Matt will be here overseeing the whole thing. And so just letting folks know. When I came into work this morning around 5:30, coming down Joey Williamson, turning right onto Highway 84, coming down here to the station, and in just over the horizon is this big, huge red moon. It's like one of those blood moons. I wish I'd have had the time to go somewhere where I had a clear shot of it because, I've seen it through the trees and so forth, but it was absolutely gorgeous. One of the biggest moons I think I've ever seen. I mean, that thing was huge, and it was just over the horizon. It was just absolutely gorgeous. One of the biggest moons I've seen, and one of them, I guess they call it blood moons. It was kind of a tint red, absolutely gorgeous because when it's like that, it gets the light reflecting from our atmosphere, which makes it, looks red. It's gorgeous, Bob. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm sure there'll be pictures of it everywhere today.
I didn't see it.
No, you didn't get into it a little later on. The moon was already down when you came in. I'm sure the TV stations will have video on their newscast today, and people probably post it on social media if they were up that early.
What's that?
Social media?
What is that?
The plague of the earth, Bob. That's what some people call it. It's a plague. It's a plague. It can't. It's like anything else in life. It can be good for all kinds of good stuff, but it's like anything else. People will abuse it and use it for their own selfish interest and all that kind of stuff. But it's like anything else, Bob. If you do the right things with it, it can be a good way to communicate with folks. If not, then people, like anything else, will abuse it. And boy, do they. And boy, do they. And the problem is when people read something on social media, they think it's the gospel. They think it's the truth. There's no fact checking. They just see it, and if it fits in with their beliefs, they're going to believe it. And so, you always got to take stuff with a grain of salt when you read it on social media. And so, I look forward to seeing some video and stuff like that of this big old moon. I mean, I think it was huge. I couldn't believe it. When I turned on 84 and looked down there, I said, wow, word, look at that big old thing. The biggest moon I've ever seen. All right, you had the baseball banquet last night. A lot of good hardware given out to deserving baseball players.
Yeah, it was a nice banquet. Done very nice. At the Coastal Pines Technical College, Waymore Hospital provided the meal. It was a good event. So about 9 seniors, stuff at least 9 seniors.
9 seniors, that's you got a senior laden squad like that. They usually have a good season, and they did have a very good season. And so that's how it is. Every 4 years, they graduate, and you got to bring up the new talent.
Yeah. Every year we do a poem for the baseball team. I thought maybe since we don't have our guest today, I'd read the baseball poem.
Yeah, we had a guest lineup. Yeah. We have that happen a lot. We'll have guests lined up and they just don't show up. But hopefully that guest will be able to line up in the next day or two. Bob, go ahead and read the baseball poem.
Okay, this is like I said. This is something we've done since 1984. It's a tradition. Just do the baseball season in a poetic form. So hope you enjoyed it. You got a lot of listeners to the baseball team. It was a great season. 28-8, but here's how the poem goes. It says, welcome to the high school baseball banquet. No mask, no social distancing, just one night to reminisce and look back and celebrate. Another region championship, a trip to the Elite Eight, a 28-win season. I say Wayne County High School baseball program's in good shape. Really no debate. This season, many highlights, exciting games, several great come-from-behind wins. A team that featured 9 seniors. Where should we begin? Tyler Dennison, an amazing year on the mound, takes home Region Pitcher of the Year, but thankfully on this year's team, he isn't the only pitcher opponents fear. There was Ray Townsend and Zach Thomas who both shined on the mound and at the plate. Remember Ray's 2-home-run game against Jones County? That and his pitching sealed their fate. Zach Thomas may be the best performance of the year in Douglas, just an infield hit from a no-no. Yes, these seniors shined all year and put on quite a show. We moved to the infield. Blake Brockington played shortstop as well as I've seen played, and that says a lot because names like Tyler Palmer, Mason Robertson, David Paul, and Wayne Moxley I have not forgot. But game after game and play after play, this kid was simply a bright spot, and during the season his bat was pretty hot. Zach Thomas held down third base, Jacob Brewer behind the plate, and this kid I said all year was the heart and soul. This team just set out to win every region game. In order to do that, they had to get on a roll. Senior Jack Perkins on left or right field had a solid year but led the team in getting hit in the back. But I say good job because the key is to simply get on base, Jack. Other seniors provided a spark. Cody Eicher at the plate, Austin Burgess and Dawson Lastinger on the mound. Yes, the seniors on this team, they were the foundation and pretty sound. Have to talk about the season Luke Boykin had. What a highlight reel this kid did provide. I love that he batted leadoff all year. His talent the coaches did not try to hide. This kid hit 14 home runs, scored 54 runs, drove in 39, and hit close to 500 for the season. Optimism is sky high for the upcoming season, and this kid's a big reason. He's what you call a 5-tool player, hits for average and power, and plays defense and can steal a base or two. If Luke Boykin puts his mind to it, there's nothing on a baseball field he cannot do. In my book, you're not only region player of the year, but maybe the best player in the state. When I think about you being co-anything, I have to control myself before I get irate. Miles Starling, a nice year, a lot of big hits, and at first base, a nice glove. I can still picture that home run, a laser that barely cleared above that left field fence, but man, did it jumpstart that inning. Yes, for you, the highlight reel was just beginning. Aiden Hall at second base. This team was built strong up the middle. We had some nice double plays along the way. Both pitchers, Brad Irati and Asher Cathy, man, it was fun watching you and calling you guys play. Let's move to the state playoffs. We first hosted Jones County at the Bow, and in both games our pitching dominated and put on quite a show. Game 1, a 12-2 final in 5 innings. Tyler Dennison allowed 4 hits all day, and it was obvious to anyone there that this was Wayne County's day. Luke Boykin on base 4 times with a single, a triple, and a double. The Greyhounds of Jones County and their fans knew they were simply in trouble. Miles Starling got Game 2 started with a solo blast, a laser of that left field wall. The hitting was tremendous, 1 through 9, too much for Jones County, who was about to fall. Game 2, Ray Townsend strikes out 7, and in game hits 2 home runs at the plate. A 10-2 final and a sweep, and a trip to the Sweet 16 finally had a date. Still home for round 2, the Patriots of Northside Columbus, the 3 seed from Region 2. The Jackets focused to get to the Elite 8 because we were overdue. In Game 1, Tyler Dennison, a masterpiece, a complete game shutout. That sealed the deal for Region Pitcher of the Year, simply no doubt. Again, just 4 hits allowed, and for us, Luke Boykin hit home run number 14. I've caught a lot of baseball in 40 years. This kid may be the best I've ever seen. All that was needed was just one more win to move on and advance. And with senior Ray Townsend in Game 2, we had a great chance. Ray pitches a heck of a game. It's scoreless through 5, but the Patriots manufacture a run in the 6th to keep their playoff hopes alive. So we all come back for the 8th game. Game 3 for both is do or die. And for an old man like myself, I get a little nervous, I cannot lie. What a memorable game this one was, one I will never forget. It ranks up there with great comebacks in history. That's a safe bet. We jump by 3-0, and in the third score run to take a 4-3 lead, and Zach Thomas a head-first slide. But after the Patriots take a 7-4 lead, those who came were in for a roller coaster ride. First, the lightning delay, and during the break, our kids decided to listen to gospel music and seek inspiration. Whatever took place in that 40 minutes led to a standing ovation. A 6-inning rally that will stand the test of time. If you missed this one in person, well, that's just a crime. Jack Perkins a 1-out single. Aiden Hall draws a walk. The Patriots catcher and pitcher call time for a little talk. Next to fielder's choice, and the Jackets are down to a final out. And I'm sure at this point, many fans started to doubt. But I just kept yelling, you have to believe we've come too far to stop now. And what simply took place next was just simply a big wow. Luke Boykin doubles down the left field line to make the score 7-5. And then Blake Brockington singles in 2 runs to tie the game at 7, and we're still alive. Blake makes it all the way to third base as the left fielder throws the ball away, and the Jackets just 1 hit and 3 outs from an historic day. Up comes catcher Jacob Brewer. He singles and drives in the winning run. Wayne County up 8-7 with 3 outs to go. Man, this is fun. Zach Thomas up to the challenge. He was simply great. A 1-2-3, the final out, a fly ball to Palmer Lamb and right, and the celebration was on. It was a beautiful sight. On to the Elite 8. We hosted St. Pius, a pretty good team, and they swept the series at the end of this year's dream. Our bats went cold. In 2 games, we scored just 1 run, and anyone who knows anything about baseball knows that's not fun. So we finished at 28-8, and now it's time to say goodbye and wish our seniors well. We look back and thank you for the memories and the stories you left to tell. Again, as I always say, you have the best seat, and I love Wayne County baseball. Across this fine state of Georgia, our baseball program stands very tall. The dream of a state title is alive and well. It's very real. To you players coming back, I just ask you to commit to getting better each day. That's the deal. Thanks to everyone who supports the program and the kids who simply love the game of baseball. I'm glad this tradition is back. I now know even more today that last year's season of Banquet was missed by all. Again, that's the Banquet and the poem last night, and it was just a nice banquet.
That was a great point there, Bob, as usual. You're listening to WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessa, Big Dog Country Radio, world-famous Butch and Bob Show. And what an exciting season for the baseball team. Now, remember, folks, our local newscast with Bob is recorded and podcast a little later on this morning. It'll be on our website. You just go to BigDogCountry.com and go to local news, and it'll be podcast there under archives. And it's the same thing with the world-famous Butch and Bob Show. We record it, and then a little later on this morning, Jonathan will download it to our website, and you just go to B&B Show, go to archive on the date that you want to go to, and you can listen to it. So if you want to listen to this morning's world-famous Butch and Bob Show again, especially the poem there, it'll be there a little later on this morning on BigDogCountry.com, BigDogCountry.com. 20 minutes after 8 o'clock, 105.5 FM in Jessup. And Bob, well, we gave out the second cash can clue this morning as we're getting the cash can promotion going, the Big Dog Country, WIFO, and Neesmith Chevy Buick GMC cash can promotion. And second clue was given out this morning and will be given out again today right around 12:50. Won't be able to give it out today at 3 because we should be off there at that time, but we should be back on there and give it out again around 5:50.
That was an interesting clue. I know where it is right now.
You do?
I'm just checking. I just thought it was interesting. He said, don't try to look for it at dark. It kind of scares me. Am I going to fall off a cliff? What am I going to do? Am I going to get hit? Am I going to get eaten by a bear? What?
Sasquatch is going to get you, Bob.
I don't know.
Sasquatch is going to be out there getting you.
It kind of scared me. That was an interesting clue for sure.
Yeah, there's tidbits of nuggets of gold in yesterday's and today. You can't guess where it is from those two, but once you get the ones later on down, you'll need these to be able to find it. So the cash can has begun, and clues are given out every single weekday around 7:10, around 12:50, around 3:05, and around 5:50.
It was an interesting clue today, though.
Yeah. It's amazing. I sit here trying to come up with the clue, and I just, it's like, I guess with your poems, you really don't have anything in your mind, then suddenly, boom, something hits you, and then you work on it, and you change a little bit, and you work on it, and you change a little bit, and that one turned out pretty good.
It was a great season. Like I said, hopefully we can get, in the future, get to that championship round again, because that was a lot of fun. I don't think Loganville, I think they just played the 7A championship last night, or yesterday afternoon in Atlanta. Parkview swept, and Parkview wins another state championship. So I saw those guys earlier in the year, saw how good that team was, and I wished him well. I didn't wish him that much well. They got enough stuff. I mean, people have been to that ballpark, I mean, they got state banners everywhere.
The Parkway?
Parkview.
Parkview.
I think they said it was their 11th state title.
In baseball? Yeah. Wow. Jeez.
Must be nice.
Yep.
They had a guy by the name of Jeff Francoeur, if you remember.
Yeah. So he played there at Parkview, huh? Well,
they had a lot of great athletes come through there, but Parkview won the 7A. I think the 5A is either today or tomorrow in Atlanta. Like I said, the 7A, the 6A, the 5A are all being played at Truist Park in Atlanta, and they had to wait till the Braves got out of there. The Braves are in Boston, so they started.
Braves didn't play yesterday, and they're in Boston today and tomorrow.
That's why the 7A championship was played yesterday. I'm not sure when the 5A. I'm not sure if it's today or tomorrow, but the 6A and 5A title still has to be decided. All the other titles have been decided in high school baseball. And again, the golf banquet, a reminder, that's tomorrow night. Again, they're asking that you call for tickets for that event. Again, it's a steak dinner, so they need to know how many steaks to cook. So that's why they're asking you to do that. Plus, the tickets are $25 each. Again, the Pro Shops number is 427-6505. Or you can call 294-3172. Again, they do ask that you have your tickets before you head to the banquet on Wednesday night. So that's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow night at the Country Club. The Men's Golf Association always provides the meal, steak dinner. So great golf year, a lot of talent coming back. But they have 3 senior ladies that will be recognized tomorrow night as well.
Okay. It's good we got a young golf team. We'll be back. The core will be there for at least the next couple of years, and look forward to another great golf season. Yeah, the Braves had off last night. They'll be in Boston tonight and tomorrow night. Then they have off on Thursday, and then they go to New York City to take on the Mets over the weekend, and they'll be back at home at Truist Park there in Atlanta next Monday on Memorial Day. Remember, the games can be heard right here on your Atlanta Braves radio station in Southeast Georgia for the Braves. Been bringing you exciting Braves action every single season since 1971, so 51 years now, Bob. Bringing Braves baseball to the folks here in Southeast Georgia. A lot of folks listen to Braves baseball on 105.5 FM.
They're hoping they can win it all this year.
They're working on it. They're a game and a half out. Well, I don't know what they are today. Yesterday they were a game and a half out. So I don't know. I don't know what the Mets did yesterday or whatever the case may be. But
too bad they can't play Pittsburgh every game.
Yeah, we could just play Pittsburgh the rest of the season. We'd win it all.
That's right.
But exciting Braves baseball all season long right here on 105.5 FM. And you said the school board meets?
Yeah, school board has 2 meetings today, a budget session at 5 and the regular meeting at 6.
Okay.
I'm happy to see Julio Jones go to a different team. I said Falcons wide receiver team.
I know. I hate that. He's such a popular player there. Such great Julio. Talent.
What I like about him, he's just a class act. You don't ever hear anything from Julio. He just goes out. He just goes out and plays. Doesn't hot dog. Doesn't showboat. He's a team player. So surprised they're not re-signing him. But
it's $15 million, and I guess they just don't have the cap in there to do it.
They're just trying to cut salary. So I understand that's a business.
But you got X amount of salary. You're going to spend X amount of money. Every team's got the same amount of money to spend on salary. I mean, whether it's a big town or a small town. Unlike baseball, they can spend as much as they want. But in football, everybody spends the same amount of money on salary. So if you pay Julio $15 million, then you've got to cut back somewhere else. And I guess the Falcons feel that they need to strengthen up in other areas. I don't know, but you hate to see this. You got people like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, and you've seen that with Joe Montana and Steve Young. All these players through the years, and Julio, they played for a team for about a decade or so, 12 years, and then their contract keeps going up, and then the team decides, well, I just don't need you anymore, and they get cut or traded or whatever. And there's a little bit of bad blood there sometimes, and you hate that because that's where you identify that player with that team, And you hate to see a little bad blood there. I mean, do you think that Rodgers is going to be back in Green Bay?
He says he's not.
He says he's not? I mean, it actually came out of his mouth? You think he's going to be the host of Jeopardy then?
I think it's.
I know the one this week is no good. He's all right, but he's not.
I think he's going to play football. I think he still has a great shot of being the guest host. I mean, the permanent host. The permanent
host of Jeopardy.
What's that pay?
I don't know. I can't see it. I can't.
Is that comparable to an NFL salary?
No, it can't be as much as an NFL quarterback. No, nowhere near the salary. But if you got the chance to get it now, it's a guaranteed lock-in for many years to come. And in football, how many more years he had? I don't know. I mean, look at Brady. He's 45 years old. But, here you are. You're the VIP of the NFL this past year. And you may get traded or you may quit. You hate to see that. And a little bad blood there between him and the management of Green Bay.
Aaron Rodgers was asked yesterday. He says he's not happy with management. He says he wants out. He says he wants to go somewhere. So, but Green Bay says he's not going anywhere. He's under contract. So it'll be interesting. But like I said, I just interested to see where Julio winds up because I like Julio. I think he can still play.
He says he wants to go to a winner. But he might not have much control over that.
That's bad. The Falcons could be a winner. They just got Kyle Pitts. They just made some improvements. So, I mean. Oh,
well, what's going on with the Tebow Express in Jacksonville? Anything new?
The national media just losing their mind.
I mean, why are they focusing on him so much? I mean, it's like they just want to talk about him and criticize the decision, criticize Tebow. Just let it run out. Don't waste airtime and space on in print to cut all this down. Just say, okay, well, you've made the decision. Let's see what happens. But everybody talks about it and talks about it and talks about it. It's just, I don't understand it. Just let it go.
I don't think the national media can handle Tim Tebow. I mean, Tim Tebow can, as I told a lot of friends, you can kneel and protest. That's okay, but you can't kneel for God. That's got to go. You can't have that in NFL. So they just can't handle him being as Christian as he is. I mean, they just freak out. So he can play. I said I would not underestimate Tim Tebow. He's an athlete. No one's going to work harder.
No one's going to work harder between now and the time the season starts.
I don't think Urban Meyer, his first NFL job, is going to jeopardize. It's not,
He may like Tebow, but he's not going to give up $5 million when he pay somebody else.
If Urban Meyer, if he didn't think he could play, he wouldn't have signed him.
Okay.
So I think Tebow's going to do fine. I think he's going to be in that backfield.
Backfield.
I think they're going to use him as an H-back. I think they're going to use him as an H-back a lot.
Okay.
I think when they get inside the 10-yard line,
hand it to Tebow.
Right.
Just like when they did in Florida.
When it's 3rd and goal, guess who's getting the ball? And you don't know if he's going to run it or throw it. So,
no, you don't because, he can throw because he was quarterback for all those years.
I think Tebow will be fine.
I just can't believe the attention he receives.
It just amazes me watching these national media guys just freak out and act like he shouldn't have it. I tell people all the time, I mean, people forget, he was with Denver and took Denver to
and won a playoff game with them.
He took them to, I mean, they were like, I think the record was 4-8. Or maybe 2-4. They start off, and then he took over and led them to the division championship, and then won a playoff game and threw for 360 some yards against Pittsburgh.
Your beloved Steelers.
I remember it like it was yesterday. I tried to burn that tape, but somebody keeps sending it to me. My nephew, my nephew, who's the biggest Tebow fan around. So I remember that day, and so I think the guy can play.
Well, they're selling a lot of Tebow jerseys down there in Jacksonville.
Yeah, and that's a good thing.
What's his number again?
85.
85. Yeah. Okay, that's a good tight end number right there.
Yeah.
All right, Bob, anything else in your mind this morning?
No.
That's it?
That's it.
All right. Have a good day. World-famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup, brought to you by O'Quinn & Associates Country Financial and by Murphy Builder Supply, Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings, and First Southern Bank.